Hey everyone, Froe here, and welcome back to our world. I hope you're doing well. There's been a lot of things I've been doing off camera since last episode, given that I've had about 6 months of time to do it. And I wanted to talk about kind of my plan for this episode here. So, this whole room here, I'm not sure if I've ever shown it off on camera or not, but it's our back room from our main base. So this is our main storage room here, and this whole area was left unfinished for years now, and so I figured I'd take a crack at polishing it up. And what I wanted to do was build a super smelter in this location, and I was gonna provide fuel with it by using bamboo. But I've since decided that I'm probably going to tear this out and replace it with a lava farm instead, considering we already have a bamboo farm right here that we could always upgrade instead. And also, the cool thing about this bamboo room is we can already access the bamboo inside of it. So I don't think we have quite enough bamboo to do it at the moment, but we go back here. This chest is our buffer of shulker boxes that are full of bamboo. So theoretically, we could always grab it from there. Or if we want just individual bamboo, we can grab it from these chests here. Right, so we already have like a very usable bamboo farm that allows us quick access to a bulk amount of bamboo up there and individual pieces down there. And it's already powering our furnace array there, so feels a little weird to do it again. So I think, yeah, I'm going to tear that out, replace it with a lava farm. And then these might be blast furnaces instead of normal furnaces. So it'll be mostly for smelting ores, but we'll make that decision when we cross that road. The other thing I want to do is fix this thing up. The idea of it was going to be like bamboo on demand. So you press a button and it generates bamboo, and the bamboo goes over here, and it's pretty easy peasy and doesn't look too bad. But it doesn't work all the time. See what I mean? Like it should, at a flick of a button, it should turn on, but sometimes it doesn't. That's because it relies on the bamboo growing up to that observer, and so if it doesn't, like in that case, then it won't create the clock. And so I want to improve upon that design somehow. So let's start with that. We're gonna take a look back here. I I want to keep this compact so that we have room to build stuff over here. And it looks like there's already redstone encroachment there. So that might be a little tricky, but let's start by just kind of wholesale tearing this down here. Oh, I'm ripping off the band-aid. I'm doing it. I'm recording an episode. I'm doing things that are irreversible at this point here. And we're going to make this a lot better than it was before. I don't know how yet, but I just know that's my first goal. And I already made a mistake recording. I forgot the game audio the first time. Whoops. That's all right. We're going to roll with it. I'm not going to be a perfectionist. We're just gonna record and have fun. So what I think I want for this is mud, actually, so that I don't have to use a hopper minecart. I can just use a normal hopper. Not sure how to make mud. How do you make mud? So like this? Place a block, add water? Oh. Okay. Alright, I wanted to just give a little progress update. Before, we used observers to check when the bamboo grew, and then it would automatically harvest. Now I've decided just to turn it all into a clock, so I just press this button, and it turns on. It's a pretty good speed. I wish it grew 4 high every time, and I don't think I have room here to be able to make that work. I wonder if we change the speed at all? It seems to be growing taller. No, shorter more. Well, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Turn it off. Everything turns off, so I'm not sure. Did some more tinkering, and I think having it set like this is probably good enough. It doesn't need to be perfect. It grows pretty tall most of the time. Of course, as I say that, it doesn't. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll work. All right, and here it is, the finished build. It's really not that efficient or good. I think it probably wastes a lot of bone meal. But let's give it a roll, right? This is kind of what it looks like. Pretty quick. I think we lose some bamboo because some of it will get stuck down below there on the one bamboo shoot that doesn't get harvested. But again, not a big deal here. And then the bamboo is just filtering inside of here. Once we turn it off, we're going to keep hearing that clicking until the buffer down below runs out. Shouldn't take too long. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If we ever run out of bone meal, specifically in these barrels, these are like our buffer barrels. If we run out on either side, then one of these lights will turn off respectively, and the whole contraption will turn off, regardless if we have it on or off. And then I also removed those 3 glowstone lamps there, just because it was a pain to work with those to try to get them to turn on or off. So, aha, there it is, the finished build. Now let's turn our attention to this thing. Do not need this. Don't need 3 bamboo farms in our world. We got our bamboo on demand, and then our larger automatic bamboo farm here, which also could probably be upgraded. In fact, I have a feeling it's not. So it gets stuck from time to time, and you have to come down there and get it unstuck. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Yeah, right. So these are all fully grown, but they haven't harvested for some reason. Once you kind of pop that, then it'll work. So it's a little frustrating. But that just means I need to come down here and upgrade this whole section again. Probably make it larger too. Because why not, right? Bamboo is only getting more useful as time goes on. Whoops, made another recording mistake. Recorded a clip without audio. So I guess you don't get to see the little display of how I talked about this farm, but it really wasn't impressive. We had these growth chambers here that once they reached maturity, so we had 4 of them, it would harvest the whole farm. So nothing spectacular. But it doesn't matter. We're going to tear it all down anyways and replace it with a lava farm. So that seems like a fun challenge. We don't have a lava farm. I've never built one before. And we don't need to have 3 bamboo farms. Oh, I did not know that. Dispensers can't pick up lava from cauldrons. That's kind of sad. That should be a feature. Come on, come on. Man. Well, okay. That does cramp our style a little bit. However, we can still make a lava farm. It just won't be fully automatic. Whoa, what is that over there? Oh, it's the dude in the water. It won't be fully automatic, but we can still make something work. We got plenty of space here, and we can do some fun stuff still. All right, so I'm still a little disappointed we can't use dispensers in the way that I thought with cauldrons. So I thought maybe we'll use a data pack. But, you know, I feel like it crosses the line a little too far in the sense that, you know, we're going to build this big farm and relies on this data pack functionality, and it may stop working in the future. And generally speaking, I try to avoid that when using data packs in the world. Things like RPGs and unique mobs and stuff like that are one thing because, you know, those could be temporary. We could weave it into a story of some sort. Like all the gear we have is ancient lore, and if we can suddenly not attain it anymore, that's why. But it would feel a little weird and out of place in this case doing that with dispensers. So we're going to try the vanilla way. I have a little something set up here. I didn't do a lot of research when trying to develop an idea for this. I saw a lot of people using pistons to move chains of cauldrons back and forth and then collect the lava by standing still. I haven't seen someone do this, and I have a feeling there's a reason why. It's because it doesn't work the way I'm hoping, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. So the idea is we get in this minecart, and we start moving right very slowly here. Turn the corner, and then we're going to just hold right click as we progress, keeping hold of that right click. And there it is. We went around the whole chain. I think there were 12 buckets of water in there. How many are left? So we missed a couple. So that's obviously not ideal. That may mean we're just going too quick, though. You know, obviously we could do some fine tuning here. But otherwise, that seems like a pretty successful test, if you ask me, right? Like, None of the buckets ended up in the cauldrons. And everything's on the floor, so we could pick it up with a hopper minecart. Which has a limitation because hopper minecarts only have so many items in them. Or so many item slots, right? Oh, my inventory is just packed full. Right, so we'd only be able to pick up 5 buckets at a time. So we'd probably need to have quite a few hopper minecarts going back and forth to collect the items. The lava in this case. And also, we only have 16 buckets we can hold at a time. So we'll have to have some way to give us more buckets. But besides those 2 limitations, I feel like there's something to this farm here. So we're gonna take a whack at it. I've got a bunch of resources collected together here. We got a bunch of cauldrons made, used up a ton of iron to do that. And I've been slowly collecting buckets too. We got a whole shulker box full here and some extra stashed away. We do have a way to get buckets without spending iron, but it takes a little while. Doing some villager trading. But yeah, I think this may work. I kind of feel like this is an idea. I'm going to try one more time just to go back on the other side here and see if we can collect those other 3. Again, we just kind of hold right click. And there they are. We got 3 of them. So I'm wondering if we did like a down and back type of deal, if we would be able to collect them all. And then, yeah, hopper minecarts might be our biggest limitation. I'm going to do a full scale test with everything filled up. Obviously, we're not going to have quite enough buckets. I'm going to try to switch hands, switch items on my hopper halfway through here. I don't know how successful it's going to be. Let's give this a shot, right? So we're going to get going. I'm going to start holding right click and switch items. And that seemed pretty good. We got quite a few of them. I'm worried that one of them ended up above the event and land in the cauldrons here. Doesn't look like it. Right? And now we're going to do a return trip just to see if we can collect them all on a down and back situation. Oh no. Almost missed our ride there. And I'm just holding right click. I'm not spamming it or anything. It does look like we missed. So we are going just a little bit too fast. And I wonder... So obviously you can use water to slow you down in a minecart. That might be something we kind of experiment with. We got to go just the right speed so we don't miss things. Obviously we missed 5 in this case. Alright, I added some water on the tracks there to hopefully slow us down. This is our 3rd test case here. Once we turn the corner, we're going to start right-clicking. And switch hands. And we ran out of buckets towards the end there, but it seems like... So I think that's probably where we switched hands, because each row is 16 deep. So we started here down all the way, and we would have ran out there, but we probably missed it and got that one instead. And we missed that one, and then a couple at the end, but I think that's because we ran out of buckets. Yeah, I'd say that was a successful test. I'm a little worried about this. Might be a problem. I don't know how those got in there. Huh. That could be a problem. Can't be losing buckets. If we need to have a lossless system, otherwise we'll have to replenish the buckets over time. I don't want that. I want it to be a clean cycle. We get the lava, and we put it in the furnace fuel farm. No, sorry, not furnace fuel farm. We put it in the furnace array, and smelt it, and then we take the clean bucket and we plop it back in over here to be refilled. Let me get under here. Ah! I want down. It won't let me down. What? Am I doing this wrong? There we go. Alright, we're going to do another test. This time I have a whole hotbar of buckets, and the idea is if I just hold right click and scroll, I should never... I mean, I might run out of an individual stack, but theoretically, it'll kind of take it from all of the options in our hotbar there, so maybe that'll work. Oops. Okay, gotta get going. Stop hitting shift, you fool. All right, we're going to try it. I'm going to start scrolling and right-clicking. And hopefully nothing ends up in a cauldron. All right, let's take a look. A lot of buckets on the ground. That's a sight we like to see. And one made it in. No. Huh. How do we solve that? Is there any way to solve that? An easy way, like an automatic way? Or do we just have to... Because we did get all the water. So our little water trick here slowing us down seemed to have been effective. But, okay, so we got buckets that get into there. I guess when we get to the end of the line, we could, you know how we had all of our stone kind of clogging up our inventory, we could double click it. So we open up the inventory, and then as we come back, we'll pick up all the stragglers, theoretically. I guess that's one thing we could consider, although it's not automatic then. It's not my ideal form of doing it, but I'm still interested in this farm design. I think there's something to it that we can capitalize on. All right, well, here's a solution potentially to our problem with the buckets getting stuck in there. We just lower the rails by 1 block. So then when we go to click the water, I think it'll always end up falling down then. Obviously, we'd have to test it to be sure, but I'm pretty sure in that case. The only problem is then we have to go another block lower, and we have to go 2 more blocks lower for the collection system. And we do have things underneath us. This is a redstone line for our ender porter system. So we have to be careful of that. Obviously, this would be super easy to lower if we needed to. But I feel like I have all the pieces together to make this work. The other portion is I guess we could test this quick as well just to make sure. Right, if we put buckets on the side here, empty buckets. My inventory, it's a mess. If we put buckets on the side here and not have them group up, will we pick them up when we go on by? Oh yeah, so that looks like it's working. We're gonna pick up that last little bunch too. Looks like it. Okay. So that works. Right, picked up all the buckets. So then the idea would be we have like an ice line running on the side here that just bounces the buckets back and forth or something like that. And so then we'll always have our inventory being restocked every time we zigzag back and forth. And then I'm thinking we'll have hopper minecarts that run perpendicular to this line underneath. So they'll be going this direction. And they'll bounce back and forth this way. And that way we'll only have 8 hoppers. 8 times 5 is 40, so we'll be able to pick up 40 lava buckets at a time. And probably have like some strategic places to drop them off. Empty out the buckets so that, we constantly can be picking more up. But I feel like we have all the pieces to our puzzle put together in my head at least. Now, we gotta make it into reality. Hey, check this out. It's the catacombs. Oh, that might be a problem. So we're right here. Okay, it's gonna cut it close maybe. So the catacombs are here, and it looks like our lowest level is gonna be about here, so we should be fine. Should be fine. Right? Famous last words. Should be fine. All right, with a hopper full of water buckets, let's see how many get dropped off when we just bounce it over a hopper. 3 of them, but we were going pretty slow, so I feel like it's probably more like 2. Let's try that one more time. fill this back up, and let's give it a little bit more of a push this time. 2 of them, okay. So 2 to 3 get dropped off each time. What happens if we... How do I do this? How do I want to do this? Put a water block here. Now we'll fill... Oh, I needed that. Those buckets. Put the water back in. Let's try it again. Still only 2. Huh. Alright, I've tested it a couple times now, and it seems like I'm able to get all 5 dropped off when I do it like this. Oh, is it going to work? Yep, all 5 gone. Gone into the hopper here, and pretty simple. I just needed a second hopper. I'm trying to minimize the number of hoppers I use. But that's only going to be 16 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 of them. And then 2 water blocks. It's still pretty fast, right? It bounces back and forth pretty quickly. I don't have to worry about us losing momentum, I don't think. Alrighty, everyone. I'm ready to demonstrate a functional concept of what we have. It's definitely not perfect. There's some room for improvement along the way, but I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like when it's going to be fully functional here. The biggest thing is our collection, or like recycling of the water buckets, or sorry, the empty buckets isn't quite perfect yet. And also the system requires me to have 9 stacks of empty buckets to start. So quite a lot of initial investment here just to kind of get it going. But yeah, here it is. And for me, the last time I recorded a clip was actually, yeah, over a month ago now. So just to kind of give you an idea of how things are rolling on my side of the world. I get busy, I get demotivated. In this case, I got kind of interested in another game. Started playing Manor Lords a little bit. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's kind of the new big thing out there. Pretty fun. But since it's early access, I've kind of played through it, and I'm ready to kind of get back into Minecraft here. So the way this works is we turn those on. That's the collection. And it'll eventually filter all the buckets down into here. And I did leave some in here on accident. Whoops. Not a big deal. And then we got all these we got 2 droppers filled with buckets, and these hoppers kind of have a tiny bit of buffer. Not a lot. And what else? What else? That's pretty much it. So it doesn't look like I've done a lot since last episode, but this was quite the project compared to the last clip. And then the next step is we turn on the bucket recycler, or the bucket delivery system here, and we're going to see them coming up the water stream shortly. And then ideally we pick them up as we go on by, and hopefully always have, you know, at least 1 bucket in each slot here. I think I do end up running out eventually. That's not a big deal. And then we don't pick up every thing of water through one pass, so we'll probably have to go through multiple times. Again, not a big deal. Let's get it going. So we hit this, look straight up, and then just hold right click and do this. And now we're picking up. You can see that our inventory is slowly getting replenished with buckets. We're getting quite a few of the water from the cauldrons there. I take damage for some reason. I don't know why. Doing it quite a lot, actually. Oh. Yep, we ran out of buckets in 1 slot. So we gotta be... That's not a big deal, because if we go back and forth, we'll just go back and pick that up. So now we're going back. And then I could probably scroll a little bit more efficiently. I'm not paying great attention to it. And if I just hold here for a little while on the way back, since most of them have already been picked up, it doesn't matter as much. And let's see, are we almost done? We must be almost done. There we go. I'm gonna pop on out. That's gonna keep rolling for a little while there, unless we turn that off. let's turn this off too, so we don't have that annoying noise. And you can see that we opened that trapdoor in accident. And some buckets did end up on the edge here. Not ideal. So that means that that's a loss. I don't know how to overcome that. And these are not even, which is strange to me. Are they all returning? Yes, they do all return. I thought I tested this before I recorded. Yeah, it looks like it worked. And then we come down back to our storage here, and we got a bunch of water buckets. So removing about one row here, we got 2.5 chestfuls, double chestfuls of water buckets, which would actually be lava buckets once we actually get lava going in there. And yeah, pretty happy with how that works out. We do lose some on the sides here, which is not ideal. We got to figure something out there. Maybe we have to run one more hopper line on both ends. I don't know how possible that is on this end, but it should be possible on this end pretty easily. And yeah, let's take a look at how many buckets we have left over here. Almost gone in that dropper. And it's just a mess to get around over here. And we got quite a few here still. So I think this side will fill up a little bit quicker than the other side, just the way I have the hoppers placed. So in the future, I want to improve this whole process over here and fix the problem where we're losing water buckets there. But besides that, we take a look, we got almost all of the water, and we could just keep bouncing back and forth until we collect them all, so it's not like a big deal or anything. Theoretically, we could technically AFK here and just do it. We just have to hold the mouse, right mouse button. I don't intend to do that, but it is a possibility. But yeah, that's the lava farm in action. And if I tested things correctly, I might have removed it already. I'm not sure. Nope, I did not, I don't think. It doesn't matter where we have that thing is stalagmite. It doesn't matter how high up, it'll still fill up the bucket or the cauldron there with water. And just wanted to give a little spoiler. I've done, like I said in the beginning of the episode, quite a lot of work around here. And then even more since last time recording here. But I kind of feel like I should end the episode here. Sit on this a little bit more, think about it, maybe redo it, and come back to you guys another time. Let me know what you think, if you have any ideas for how to improve it, how to fix our problems with our bucket recycler and our collection system here missing some buckets. That would be awesome. I guess, how big of a deal is it? I could always just go by and pick these up, right? That's not that big of a deal. It's already a manual farm, so like how big of a deal is it that I have to do a tiny bit more work? I don't know. It would be cool to have it picked up though. Anywho, yeah, I've decided just now we are going to stop working on this and call the episode here because I want to get this out. My goal has been to get an episode out for a long time now, and if I push it any further, I feel like I will never get there. So I wanted to say thank you for watching. I've enjoyed the encouragement you guys have given me. I received a lot of really positive comments. I want to say recently, but it was more like a month ago now, and that was really awesome. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a nice feeling. And yeah, next episode, I'm excited to show off some of the bigger changes we've made in the world. Here's one small change. I fixed this little portion of the base up, so it looks a little nicer. And so now it's used to be this path was over one block, and I never noticed it for years, and then one day I did, and I just had to do something about it. So yeah. All right. Thank you for watching. You guys have a nice one. Bye-bye.